All right, Ryan, we just released the first part of your show. It's going phenomenal. Now I want to go over what are you packing is the #1 ranked competitive ethical hacker in the world. Out of 1.9 million people, you're #1. Right. And you also put yourself in harm's way breaking into these sex trafficking, sex exploitation rings and confronting these people in public. So right. My first question, before we get into all the hacking stuff, what are you carrying to protect yourself?
Basically everything. When it comes to wireless devices, credit cards, cell phones, computers, cars, garages, gates, I got a device to break into it.
Just let's backtrack. For security, to protect yourself confronting these pedophiles.
Yeah, a combination of that and for, daily purposes and helping friends, family, people, clients of my company. And
do you carry a weapon?
No.
What do you do? What's your plan if one of these guys loses his shit in the middle of you exposing him? Because you go right up to him.
Yeah, well, I have somebody that is great at fighting, scrappy Lampros, but that's my my go-to there. So if somebody pulls out a gun, he's the muscle. I'm clearly not.
Well, I got a buddy over at Sig Sauer. Do you know Sig Sauer?
Yeah.
So Sig Sauer, I got a buddy over there. His name's Jason, and I told him you were coming on the show, and he wanted me to present you with something that might help you in your journey busting these pedophiles if something goes wrong.
I know what SIG is. Oh, wow.
So that is the...
Not expecting that.
SIG P365 macro, holds 17 9mm rounds, plus one in the pipe, so that holds 18. It's got a ported slide on there, which is going to help you with recoil management and muzzle flip. It's like... This is the hottest new gun on the market right now for everyday carry. Wow, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, so there's a business card in there. Give Jason a call. I think he might have something very similar for you.
Okay.
That he's going to get to you, but that's a conversation you got to have with him.
All right, well, I will reach out to Jason. Thank you. I was not expecting this at all.
Yeah, my pleasure. So, what do you got in this bag of tricks?
Let me put away the firearm. So, this is the bag that I carry every day, and it's got so much in it that we could be here for 12 hours, but we'll make it short. So this, we'll start off simple. This is a Wi-Fi adapter. It looks like your standard Wi-Fi adapter. Supports a thing called monitoring mode. So there's a your Wi-Fi network. I would use this to send a deauthentication packet to dissociate one of your devices from the network, capture your Wi-Fi, go home, crack the password, and use your network, and then go further into trying to discover stuff on your network. This is a very good card.
Hold on. So how far do you have to be from my house to hack in with that?
It depends on the strength of your modem or router. It could be 50 feet, could be 100 feet. Depends. It could be more. It varies.
Okay.
But pretty far away.
All right. Jeez.
And this is another one related to Wi-Fi, but it looks like a regular Mint container, right? Well, I programmed what's called an ESP32 inside of it here, and put a hole here. So when I supply this with power, I can connect to it wirelessly and perform some Wi-Fi attacks with this as well, a little bit more undercover. He wouldn't really notice if I had this out at the table.
I think you're a lot more dangerous than that firearm that I just presented you.
This is originally made for electromagnetic fields, but it's good for knowing where a camera's at, microphone's at.
So that's a bug detector.
Yeah, for other words, yes.
Where cameras are. How does it work?
It works by detecting electromagnetic frequencies. So when if I put it up against something, like that supplies power, I don't want to interfere with any of your equipment in here. So.
Oh, okay. So does it like direct you to where it is?
Yeah. So the signal will go up the stronger that it is.
Okay.
So, and in some cases, it'll actually tell me what it is, whether it be Wi-Fi, whether it be a phone or a power line. If I get near an outlet, it would say power line on the screen. But this could be used for many things. I use it, to see if there's bugs and stuff. I'm a little bit nuts when it comes to that. So, I don't think I'm being watched, but can't hurt to check.
Yeah, I need one of those.
You can grab them on Amazon. These aren't super hard to get. EMF detector. And then this is actually a really good one here. So if you're ever in a business, for example, this is a device that you would plug into USB. And then as you see, there's an Ethernet adapter here, or a male Ethernet port. And when this plugs in, this has a mini computer inside of it. So as soon as this thing gets plugged into a computer or to the internet, the first thing it does is try to reach back out to one of my servers. So if I put this in, your closet or where your modem was at, I don't think that you would ever think this is a dangerous device.
Yeah.
Or unplug it, or maybe if you unplugged it, most people would be scared to unplug it if it was at their business, and that's kind of the point of it. So if I was at a business doing what they call a penetration test, this device would give me access when I get home so that I could go further into their network without looking suspicious.
Do you make these, or can you just buy that?
Oh, this stuff is, for the most part, I've made a few things that are in this bag, but for the most part, it's any consumer can buy it. You just got to know how to use it or program it. Not all of it's super intuitive or easy to understand. Here's actually one that I made. It was an open source project. Sorry. Okay, so on this side. So this was an open source project, and they call this a Ponagachi. So this is kind of a smaller version of the Wi-Fi antenna. So I would just keep this in my pocket. And what it does is it works off of artificial intelligence. So it tries to find what channels, Wi-Fi works with channels, same way a radio would work like back in the day.
Okay.
Wi-Fi has channels, and this tries to figure out which channel is the best to be on. And it's going to send out what I was talking about earlier, these deauthentication packets, and will knock devices off the network momentarily. And when they connect back on, this is going to try to, in its words, it's going to try to eat them or chomp them. And then it collects they're called handshakes. Those handshakes are what are crackable when you're out of range of that network. So this device it looks like it uses similar to the Kindle, the Amazon Kindle. So it takes a second because it's called an ink display. So it doesn't matter if you're in bright light or in the dark. There's no backlight on here. But you see how the thing just appeared on there?
Yeah.
So this little guy his whole entire mission is to be fed by Wi-Fi networks. So it's almost like a little pet that needs Wi-Fi networks to live.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it was something I built with, it's a battery pack, a Raspberry Pi Zero, and then an e-ink display, and then there's an SD card that's running this software right
Are
here.
you hacking my network right now?
Actually, yeah, unintentionally, yeah.
So what?
So
Holy shit.
So I turned it off. But yeah, you're right. I wasn't even thinking. Yeah, I was hacking your Wi-Fi without even thinking there.
So that thing would hack into my Wi-Fi, kick devices off.
Yes.
And then you have access to those devices? Or that you have access to the network, which is all the devices?
Yeah, I have access to the network. So
How fast does that work?
It's pretty quick. It deauthenticates your network. As soon as your device tries to reconnect, it grabs that reconnection, which is called a handshake or a four-way handshake. So yeah, it's pretty quick.
How quick? 30 seconds? 5 minutes?
Well, if you're let's say your router's right there, and your phone is here, or or there's a device in this room connected to the network, I'd say 15 seconds.
That fast?
Yeah.
Did you make that one?
I built this one. I didn't create the idea.
Son of a bitch. Is there any way to protect yourself against this shit?
Yeah, I mean, I would recommend staying up to date. Buying new routers when they come out. Get on. Stay up with technology when it comes to your daily. I don't know, maybe devices or
routers.
Yeah, routers.
What else?
Yeah, routers. Make sure you have a new smartphone if you can afford one. Laptop, make sure you keep it updated. Computer, desktop, whatever computer you use, make sure you keep it on the latest update patch.
So this is why they keep putting out these software updates. It's to combat this kind of stuff.
Of course, and this right here, what does this look like to you?
It's a thumb drive.
It's not a thumb drive. So if I open this up, sorry, I don't have much nails to work with here, but there we go. Inside of this is, you see the SD card in there?
Yeah.
So when this is plugged into a computer, the computer believes that it is a keyboard. So it's an HID device, a human. I'm having a blank. It's a human something. It's a HID device. So when I plug this into any computer, doesn't matter if it's Mac, Linux, Windows, it's gonna not think this is a flash drive, and it's gonna start firing off keystrokes at superhuman speeds. So I have a payload configured on here that will automatically install malware on your computer and dump all the passwords out of your browser. Save them to it's called an FTP, FTP file share. It's like a folder on the internet. It saves those passwords and installs the malware so that I can access your computer later. And then I unplug it from your computer. I walk away and I'm done. But if I leave one of these on the ground outside of your office, or I just leave one in the bathroom, you might think, oh, what's on that flash